Hi guys, thank you so much for joining us today on another episode of Earthlistening off air. And my name is Katelyn.
I'm Kalena.
My name is Kuval.
And for today, we are going to be talking about mental health and just anything related to that. So, the first question we're going to be talking about is what is mental health in your opinion? For me, I think that mental health is a really important thing for everyone. And I really feel like in general, people sometimes don't really understand the value of mental health and how it correlates to our physical well being. And I really feel that people should take into consideration that mental health can affect your physical health. So just making sure that you're not stressing over anything and that you are doing things that you really love to do and there isn't anything clouding over your mind. And I really feel that people should value it much more.
I think mental health should be, everyone's top priority, especially with online school, because it can be really draining just spending hours on end looking at a computer. So just giving yourself time to relax and put yourself first, I think, is really important.
So it's underappreciated. We don't a lot of students nowadays don't really utilize the services that school offer, like counselors and. So I feel like that's definitely something that we should really address.
Adding on to that, I really think that the school system is definitely I don't want to offend anyone, but I really think the school system is really messed up in general. We're taking up so much work, and we aren't, and then kids are always wondering about college and whatnot. And I really feel that it really impacts teenagers in general. Was there any personal feelings of stress and worry you had throughout the year?
For me personally, since the entire school year has been online, it's been a little rough not being able to see people or just not being able to interact with, my friends, because I've never gone this long without seeing people from school, which was weird for me. But then I think you just need to put things in perspective and realize that, this is what you have to do right now. But yeah, that definitely took a toll on my mental health in some way.
Honestly, for me, I didn't really have too many issues because I do take measures to make sure that I'm mentally and emotionally stable. So I do hang out. I do talk with friends a lot, pretty much every day, or voice chats and etc. I do hang out also friends every month at least, and I try to go to great lengths to ensure that I don't really feel I don't have deteriorating of my mental health.
Yeah, for me, I would say that I'm managing my mental health really okay now. I think there was a time, I guess maybe around fall, it was pretty bad, but I think that when the year started, I started to value it more by maybe for example, just sleeping early or calling my friends, since we do sometimes homework together or anything. So I think I'm managing self-care in general really good.
And speaking of sleep, how many hours of sleep do you guys usually get? Is it more or less compared to what you usually get during physical school?
Well, for me, since we got back from winter break, my sleep schedule has been really bad. So it's hard for me to not fall asleep or to fall asleep before 3 a.m. But I'm still working on it. But this week I've been really exhausted just because, it's my fault for staying up late for the past 2 weeks.
I would say that for me, before I actually slept really late, also around 3 or 2. But I made some resolutions for 2021, and I've been sleeping around maybe around 11 and waking up at 7.
For me, back when I was young, my parents used when I had vacation, my parents used to make me sleep early, a day or two before school. So I would be adjusted to get back into that habit of going that school schedule. So I don't really do that stuff anymore. But I think based on that's what I used to do early when I was young. I think I don't really have too many problems.
Yeah, I think sleep is really important. I actually didn't really think that sleep was really important before, and my mom would always like tell me that sleep would affect like your skin, and also one of my friends told me lack of sleep can give you like really short-term memory or something like that. Did quarantine take a toll on your mental health?
Well, like I said before, for me personally, just because I couldn't really see anyone, that it was just weird and odd since I've never dealt with a situation like this. So that kind of messed up my mental health in a way. But then on the, positive sides, it also sort of helped because since school was online, like you said, I was able, well, before winter break, I was able to get a lot more sleep. And school has been a lot easier just because I've been able to manage my time a lot better. Whereas if we were in school right now, I just know I would be really, really stressed and really worried.
So as I previously stated, I didn't really have any problems when it came to staying in throughout this year, and so like that really carries on to like the quarantine when it started like March. So I didn't really have too many problems back then because back actually right when it started like late last year, one of my teachers used to like make us actually have classes early in the morning through Zoom. So I already got into the habit of going to online school. So it really wasn't much of a transition to me. So I just kind of got used to it actually. I'm pretty adaptive when it comes to stuff like that, so I don't really have too many problems.
I guess like for me, how quarantine take a toll. I would definitely say I have not gone outside for like a very long time, and also I haven't. I guess like so I have been with my friends like a couple of times, but not too many. So the only time I actually got to see like friends in general would just be on special days. There's a lot of lack of like being able to see friends and whatnot. And it's pretty like scary right now with COVID. I'm just gonna be cautious right now.
So Katelyn, you said that you were talking about how like you struggled a little bit. How did that affect your physical health?
Physically, I would definitely say that like skin, like physically my skin was just like really, I guess I would say dull, and I just didn't feel like really good. And then also physically I wasn't really like every single day it would be like I'm really tired and like sluggish, and I couldn't like move around in a sense. What are some ways you deal with stress?
Honestly, probably like the most important way to deal with stress is to like taking like not taking it down in a sense, but like sort of like addressing it immediately. So like whether it be venting to friends or like taking a little bit of breaks here and there, like it's really important to balance out that so you don't work for extended periods of time because that takes a toll on you. And also like for when it comes to me, I kind of like thinking the bigger picture, like specifically when it comes like my grades or my test scores or whatever. I tell myself like 5 years I'm not gonna really care about what score I got in high school. No, I'm not gonna really care. No one else is gonna care. You're only gonna care about it now, right? So so that's what makes me feel myself a little bit better when it comes to that sort of thing.
For me, I definitely think that some ways that like, how I personally deal with stress would also be definitely on having like that method of like studying or like taking breaks in between, like what you Kuval said, and not just like studying like the whole entire time. And then also I try to think about my goals and like motivation so that I don't think of those how would I say it, like stress or like I don't want to do it. And also I like to do like some hobbies of mine. I really like to read. Like one of my favorite book series is Percy Jackson. Like ever since I was like maybe in middle school, I really love that series and I have it right now. And also listening to music really calms me down. Just doing like the things I really like to do, like spending time with family. I also cook that also just brings my stress levels down.
Okay. Well, it's pretty evident that all of these, are strategies that we use to relieve our mental health. How would you guys think that mental health would like pertain to, studying and like addressing the final exams that are coming up this semester?
I think that's why it's really important to put emphasis on, knowing how to take a break or knowing what your outlet is and how to sort of just de-stress and relax.
Another question would be, with 2021 being a new year, what are some personal resolutions you guys have? And it could just be anything, honestly. Maybe something about self-care or personal goals you have.
For me, it's mainly just like spending more time with my family because, I don't have, next year I'm going to be a senior and then after that college. So I just want to cherish as much time as I have with them. So yeah.
For me, one of my resolutions was to like probably make the most out of the remaining years of high school I have, because I'm about to graduate in like 5 months, right? So I want to make the most out of what I ever have also, and to also end the year strong, obviously, because grades don't really matter for me. They still kind of do. So I obviously want to end the year strong. But yeah, that's all I have for me.
For me, I would also say that a resolution would definitely be spend time with my family, since I'm also going to be a senior next year. And yeah, I guess I know it's a bit sad, but high school years will be over and we'll be in college, and it won't be the same as when you were younger. So I definitely would say spending time with my family, even in the most unpredictable times, would definitely be important. And also having good grades as well to make my parents proud, and also to reassure myself that all my hard work is being paid off. And then another resolution would be also taking care of myself, physically and mentally. Maybe physically just doing walks in the morning, or home workouts, and mentally do something I really love to do to not be stressed over, or practice maybe positive affirmations. And what that means is that I always say these sentences that or quotes in the morning, and that just reassures myself, giving me confidence and a boost. We'll end it off with our last question, and it would be, do you guys have any tips or advice for anyone having on maintaining their own mental health?
Yeah. So first off, if you're feeling a little bit disappointed, or if you want to talk something out, obviously go to your friends. They're probably one of the best sources for you to vent out and relieve that mentally.
Yeah, I think talking to your friends is usually the best way to just talk out your problems with them, because usually they can understand what you're talking about and understand your issues. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I would say that having a person by your side and just trying to release all of that when you're ready would be the most important. But if you aren't ready, I would just say do something to reduce that stress in general, and just do something you love. Maybe if you like to cook, or you like to sew, or watch videos, or anything like that. I think that would be really important. Also, just being able to have some sort of having socialization to other people, or just trying to communicate with people overall would also be important. So guys, that pretty much wraps up our podcast about mental health and trying to become the best version of ourselves, since it is 2021. And for me, I would definitely say that through this podcast, there are always going to be times where we're going to be stressed out, or we have worries and thoughts in our minds. But the thing is, overall, to just be optimistic and trying to find different alternatives to, I guess, take care of yourself mentally and physically. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Bye.
Thanks for listening. Check us out on Instagram at Earthlinking Official. Check out our website on Instagram located in the link in our bio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Earthlinking Team. Donate to our GoFundMe located in the description box below. This is Earthlistening. See you in the next episode.